Okay, so I guess we are live right now. This is Sunday Meritive Live. Uh, we're calling this session the Reading Room, and under the Reading Room, we are doing our second session, which is called the Being Reader session. As you must be already knowing, we already had one Being Reader session with Donna. She joined us all the way from Guwahati, and we also had a buddy read session last 15th of August, where we had four people joining in and telling us about what did they find special in the book Karna's Wife, written by Kavita Kane. And we had a wonderful session there as well, where we could understand what is it that make people read so much, and what is it that people read every day. And that was a wonderful discussion. If you're looking for those discussions, if you missed those discussions, they are already up there in our YouTube channel, which is also called Meritive. So in case you're looking for going for those, if you're looking to have a look at those sessions, you can go and have a look at those sessions. There are wonderful discussions. So I'll just give you a brief around what is Being Reader and who do we have today. Being Reader is about being a voracious reader, somebody who looks forward to reading every day, every morning. So we thought of this idea where we would want a lot of people who follow us to tell us what are the top 5 book recommendations that they have. Your recommendations could be quirky, your recommendations could be classical, your recommendations could be a mix of both. So we wanted to know the followers that we have, what are the kind of books that they are reading. Are they reading the ones that we are reading, or do they have something else to tell us? So with that, like I said, the first Being Reader session happened on 9th of August. If you haven't seen that, do go to our YouTube page to catch the entire Being Reader session. Today we have our second Being Reader session, and we have Rupsha, who's joining us today and telling us about the 5 top book recommendations, telling us about her book journey, and also in the end ending the session with a wonderful rapid fire. So we'll put her to test as well. So I think Rupsha is already here, so I'm just going to take her in and try and converse with her a little bit. So I can see Rupsha already, so I'm just trying to take her in. Any moment, I've just sent her a request, and I know she's there, she's online. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Shah. Wonderful to have you on Being Reader. I'll be honest with you, we went through your Instagram profile, and it was just books. And that's wonderful because because the books really looked interesting, and kind of the better part of your life looked like it's dedicated to books. So we would like to know a little bit about you. Yeah, okay. So we'd like to know a little bit about you, Rupsha, as to, first of all, where are you joining us from, and what kind of a reader are you?
I'm from Kolkata, and as you said, voracious reader who looks in the morning what to read there, and that kind of reader only.
Great, great. So what is it that keeps you going in terms of reading? As to, did you ever hit a point where you like, maybe I need to pursue another passion, or this is the passion that you've always pursued?
Yes. Basically, everyone craves stories. Whoever watches movies craves for stories, and I also had a time when I used to watch a lot of movies. But still, then I started painting, listening to music, which I also still does. But books has been the main point. Because, as an introvert, books has always helped me out. Always. I wanted to be in that zone where no one can be me. Very private space.
Okay.
Very private.
Yeah, and also like Jhumpa Lahiri said, that it is the only way where you can travel without moving an inch.
Yes, yes. Totally.
Great. So let me ask you, because you're coming from Calcutta, which is a very book heavy place,
Yes.
me being from there as well, I can also tell you that, yeah. So I've lived many years in Calcutta. That's my hometown, but I don't live there anymore. But I can tell you that I feel there is a bit of a competition to read every day. You know,
Yes.
everybody is very competitive
Yes.
to read. So
Yes.
that's something. Is that something you also have seen? Because world's biggest second-hand book market is in Calcutta,
Of
and every corner has a bookstore
yes.
almost. So
Yes.
is that also what drove you to read, or you're just naturally a book lover?
Listen, I'm staying in Kolkata for last 10 years. Before that, I'm from a very small town. I'm from Asansol. And there we
Oh,
have
okay.
really get any book stalls. It's very, very
Hmm.
much commercialized place, Koliari area. But my father was into books. And my
Okay.
mom introduced me with comics at the age of 5 or 6.
Okay.
I
Wonderful.
Tata Chaudhary and all those things. And after
Hmm.
that, it was a compulsion in my home to read everything in vernacular, starting from Satyajit Ray, Sukumar Rai, and everything. It was a compulsion.
Hmm.
After I found my niche. Okay, it's a very nice place to be. So why not? It's better than meeting people. Still, I
Yeah.
avoid meeting people. It's a very bad, but it's better to be in books.
So there's a word for that. It's called misanthrope, if I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
yes, yes,
People who
misanthropy.
who hate people.
It's a very
Okay.
bad thing.
So no, that's okay. I mean, you meet people in books, so that's okay.
Yes,
Um,
they're better.
they are better, isn't it? Yeah. Great. So what we'll do is, Ruksha, thanks for joining in first of all, and thanks for joining and telling us a little bit about your book journey. As you know, Merative is not just about books; it's also about conversations and articles. If you went to our
Yes.
website, you must have seen that it's not just about books; it's about any kind of topic.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So what we'll do is we have your top 5 book recommendations that you've told us yesterday, and we've had a list made out of that. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to have a conversation about those books with you, so that you can also tell us as to what exactly did you like about those books and what is your takeaway from them. So first book is of course Bridges of Madison County, which you've
Yes.
mentioned, which also has the legendary Meryl Streep in the movie, but
Yes. I
in the
haven't
book,
watched the movie. Unfortunately, I haven't watched the movie.
me too. But I'm not a
So,
very big Meryl Streep fan. People will kill me for this, but
I'm also a fan. I love her. If
okay.
she is
I'm
a
saying I'm not a very big Meryl Streep fan. People will probably hate me for this, but
no,
I
hate
yeah,
myself.
not really. I mean, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with her. I'm more of a Viola Davis fan than Meryl Streep.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry, the conversation is going somewhere else. We need to pull it back to Bridges of Madison County, and I see you already have the book with you. So
It's a
can you
very,
tell us?
very tiny book.
Okay, that's okay. But what is it that drew you towards this book? If you can tell us a little bit about that.
Dimension Z. Here, the author Robert James Waller. I never knew about the book. I came across the book just about 2 or 3 years back. And when I got the book, I just shelved it. I have a habit of shelving everything for reading in better time.
Okay.
I was in a slump. I was not reading anything. I thought, why not pick out this photo book? This is a very small book. It might help.
Yeah.
And you won't believe this. It was such an overwhelming experience. It's very underrated, very understated book. I have told it several times to people, and very few people that actually acknowledge that this book is good. Dimensions is something. It's something like we crave for our life, whole life. You never know that it's there. There might be some craving which I have to meet someone or to be in some situation or staying there, but I don't know that it's within me. So
Hmm.
dimensions is something that Robert Tensit is a photographer. He's about 45 or and he makes an housewife, a boring housewife, her own
Yeah. Yeah.
and Francesca. He has everything in her life. Very, very happy.
Hmm.
And they have gone out. They have all adults. They are working. They are earning, and she lives in a farm with her husband. and husband is very good. He has nothing to look after. But there is some boy that punches the next.
Hmm.
After friendship, camera for taking pictures of the bridges. You know, Madison County had those typical bridges which are covered with wooden frames. It looks like
Hmm.
floating house. If you see
Okay.
from,
Wow.
it looks like floating houses. I can show you the pictures there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pictures
Yeah.
covered with wooden frames. In while cutting, she just met chance. Someone asked her to hold just a paper, utensils and paper from the bridge. And that turned into a very nice, very nice. And that's how she came to something. I just never knew that she could avoid inside. And they never met after. Never met.
Hmm.
So he was a National Geographic photographer. He sent her
Okay.
of the magazine and everything. They never met. And I'm not going to spoil it for people. It's a very nice story. But there is
Yeah.
a word.
Yeah.
It's very good.
That's awesome. So I also see that there is a, I mean, though it's a very old book, as in
Very,
the story is of World War II wives, and a couple of questions to you. Number one is that they say that the love story blossomed between the both of them only for 4 days. So
Yes.
the bigger question is that can you fall in love with somebody in just 4 days? I want you to answer that, and also I also want you to answer the because there was a slight breaking of stigma in the book regarding an already settled wife with a loving husband.
Yes,
Can that
yes.
person fall in love with somebody else? I think you've already mentioned this by saying that there was a void in that, but just wanted to know, do you think that
She was
that's something
oblivious
that...
of the world. She was oblivious. She didn't know about the world. See, I am a
Hmm.
housewife.
Okay.
I am a very content wife. And I
Yeah.
never know if I have that craving for dimension Z. I don't know. I really
Yeah.
don't know.
So you're basically saying she just went with the flow in
Yes,
that.
yes. Went
Yeah.
with the flow. And she discovered that it was something, some craving was there. It might be a simple smile from a person to get, or
Hmm.
making someone smile forever. And it
Yeah.
was never known. I might have that craving. I don't know. I'm open to ideas.
That is extremely honest, let me tell you. Okay, thanks, Ruksha, for telling us a little bit about Bridges of Madison County. So this is your top. I'm
Yes,
not
yes.
sure if you ordered them in 1
No,
to
not
5,
that.
but
It's a very good.
yeah,
I really
definitely.
generally don't read romance. I hate romance. I hate reading romance.
Me
But
too.
this book is romance, and it really made me something else. And whoever
Yeah.
I have recommended, everyone has said, "Why did you recommend me this book? Now you have spoiled everything. Now I'm not going to read any romance anymore." It's really good.
Awesome.
Very honestly, this is really
Great.
good.
So to everybody who's listening to Ruksha right now, I think Bridges of Madison County is what she's recommending. And as she said, it's a very thin book. So people usually say that I can't read this book because it's going to be very big and thick. But if it's a thin book, I think you can do it over a weekend maybe. Okay. Ruksha, we'll go over to the next book, which is Alias Grace.
Yes.
That is a complete 360 degree from the book that you just now told us about.
Yes.
So tell us about what drew you towards Alias Grace.
I have a copy. It's based on true events, as Margaret Atwood has said. It's based on an event that a 16-year-old girl was being convicted of murder, and a very gruesome murder. And while trial, she was asked several times, and every time she used to give different kind of alibi. Once she said, "I haven't done anything like that," and the story turned into something else. And once she said, someone else came and something happened and she helped. So the government, they organized for a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist used to go there and to extract the fact. And he was also confused what actually happened. I must tell you very honestly, it's not a thriller. It's a very sad book.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
At the end of it, I really wanted to be with Elias. I wanted to meet her because I really wanted to know what happened. It is a very confusing very, very confusing book. And it was true.
Confusing book.
Very
So
confusing.
confusing in a good way, you mean, right?
Good way, very good way. Because you won't be able to think about anything else. See, whatever I read, I tell my husband. And sometimes I find that he's zoning out, he's not listening. But when I was telling about this book, and he used to ask me, now tell what happened. What happened? And at the end, I'm not spoiling it anyway. At the end, he was also spoiled. Oh God, can it happen? It's a very good. And
Okay, great.
Best for Atwood. I have read Atwood 2 or 3. I have read 3, and this is the best out of that. Very
Awesome.
good.
So, I mean, the character sounds very much like I forgot the name. The book Gone Girl. Have you read Gone Girl?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's also a very dubious character. Amy, amazing Amy. Yeah.
Amazing Amy. Actually, it was amazing. I must say.
Yeah. It's pretty scary, when you read books like those, and when you see and the way it was portrayed on screen by Rosamund Pike in the movie also got me a little chills.
The movie
was
was
also awesome. Yeah, I know. So sounds like Elias also sounds a little like that, because I haven't read Elias Grace. So when you explained it to me, it kind of felt like that. Yeah.
And I must
Amy
tell
Dunn,
you,
thank you. Yeah.
Gone Girl, while reading Gone Girl, I almost hated Amy's husband. He was such a very nasty character. And after that, I started loving him. But in case of Elias Grace, I can guarantee you will fall in love with Elias, because she is such an innocent character and such confusing character. At one point, I wanted to hug her. I wanted to be with her. I want to console her. Really good. Really good.
Awesome. So the next recommendation is Elias Grace, and if anybody hasn't read it, warning, this is a fat book, like Rupsha said, but I'm sure you'll, like Rupsha, fall in love with the character. Great. The third book that you've told us about is Les Miserables, which is about the French politics and the grand scheme of things of France of 1800s. So tell us about this. Are you already into Parisian culture? That is an even more fatter book, let me tell you. So are you already into the French culture and the French architecture and the Parisian way of life, or this is an odd one out?
He isn't. Everyone is.
No.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Everyone is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This book is a very serious book, and I must say that while reading this book, I couldn't find any change from our time, from this time. There is really no change. We still have street urchins, we have orphans, and their problems, if I start getting, people are very grim and I don't want to spoil it today. It's a very heavy book. There is little romance. It is very, very deep. You have to feel it. Everyone says that this book is about Fantine or the main character. Actually not. This book, to me, this book is about the orphans. The orphans who are being just kind of pawn the total political system. Some politicians dig out the orphan causes and use them because the French Revolution has happened. Till now we can see. There is no change. And history has a tendency of repeating itself. I have seen it several times. These historical systems are my favorite. I have seen it several times. They keep on repeating. And this book is so mind-blowing. In every page, I find it is still happening. This is still happening.
Yeah.
After 2 years, there's no much change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally, wholehearted recommendation.
Great. I think whenever you have great characters put inside a wonderful backdrop of, let's say, a historic event, then that kind of gives it a extra layer of, because in books you can only, you're completely relying on your imagination. Because when you watch a movie, it is kind of fed to you. But in books, it's up to your interpretation. So I think I think a lot of people have seen the movie as well, which has got a great star cast, Anne Hathaway and all of those people. But
okay, no doubt, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, great. we'll move on to the next book, Rupsha. The next book is Lolita, and I want to know why you love this book, because I have heard a lot of people talk about this book, and it's been made
Everyone
into
hates it.
it's been made into a couple of movies, Broadway classics, and theater, and all of those things. But I want to know, because it's one of the most controversial books out
Yes.
there, because it was made that time, and they showed that, the fact that the age gap between the two lovers were a lot.
Yes.
So I want to know, what drew you into this book, and the controversy made you read this book, or
Yes,
you were far
absolutely.
away from that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Actually, I have a streak of time. Means sometimes I go on a reading for banned books. I read Lady Chatterley, Lolita in a week. Let's read all
Okay.
the banned books. Let's find all the banned books and read them. And Lolita is special, very special to me, because whoever knows me as a reader knows that I am going to recommend Lolita. And
Okay, really.
most of the time, 80 to 90% time, I have noticed they end up hating the book. So before that, I tell everyone, don't hate me. I love the book. If you are
Yeah,
hating the book, it's okay, but don't bring
yeah.
out the topic anymore. Because I
But have
find
you asked them, why do they hate that book?
the pedophile
What is the
thing,
reason?
only the pedophile thing.
Hmm. But do you
Okay,
think
I'm not
it was a pedophilic relationship, or it was true love? What do
There
you
was
think about the
consent.
relationship?
Actually, there was consent. If you read the book
Yeah,
twice or thrice, there was
yeah.
consent.
There was
Lolita,
consent. Yeah,
almost Dolores was a very bad girl. She
yeah.
is very scheming. She wanted to get out of her mother's what I say, mother's nails, and she wanted to be with Herbert. She wanted to be with
Hmm.
her. Okay, let's not delve into the story. The main thing which made me compelled to read the book and love it
Hmm.
was the way it was presented. See, it was presented from a murderer. He told
Yeah.
that I am a convicted person. I will be on trial. I am just has been convicted, and I am going to tell you about what happened before that. And
Hmm.
while I was reading, I had started, going, okay, he is a criminal. He is going to tell rubbish, and I am going to end up meeting him. But not that.
Yeah.
Nobukov
Yeah.
so wonderfully with the wordplay that I fell in love with Humbert. I wanted to be with him. He is so successful, so good looking, and everything. And he continues to figure what is actually proper and what is not. That is the
Hmm.
book of life. That made me a very wonderful piece. I have to read it. I have to recommend it. Because there is
Hmm.
no other
Interesting.
pieces I haven't read. Before Elias
Hmm.
Grace was something, and this is something. Most
Yeah.
confusing, most controversial pieces of literature.
Hmm. So many people have also said that Lolita is also borderline erotica. Do you agree with them, or do you think that
Not that.
no,
Not,
it's
not that.
no?
Not that. Lady Chatterley is far more erotic than Lolita is okay.
Okay.
Lolita is okay.
You've
Lady
just given away the
Chatterley
name of an erotica. Now everybody's searching. What is that? What did she say?
now everyone is
I
going
think
to
you should.
read
Actually, you should say it. I think you should say it again so that people can take down the no. Okay, this one.
Lady Chatterley's lover. It's much more erotic
Awesome.
than it. Much more better. Good.
Awesome.
Lady Chatterley is good.
Okay. Okay, great. I'm also taking a note. Anyway, sorry. Just ignore that. Yeah. Okay. So the last book, I mean, not the last book, but the fifth book that you mentioned is called Birdsong,
Yes.
and it dwells with war trauma. So, wow, it's a beautiful cover.
Yes. It's beautiful.
So, are you into books which are, because the first book also was about World War II and World War wives. Birdsong is also a little bit about war trauma. So, are you into this genre, anyways, like period war genre? Yeah.
War is my favorite genre
Okay.
to read.
So, what is it that drew you into this book, Birdsong?
Actually, while I was reading something by Sebastian Fox, I found that Sebastian Fox has written about war like no one else. I haven't read Ken Follett's Century trilogies. I'm yet to read, but this is a part of a trilogy. This is the first book. Then after that comes another two books. I have read the best. Sebastian Kurz is so, I mean, what's they say, so beautifully descriptive. In that book, during World War One, there was a
Hmm.
tendency of creating trenches. They said that the whole France had been dug out totally because
Okay.
everyone was living under the mud. Okay, under the it was such
Okay.
a
French.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the sewer boys, they were called sewer boys. They used to dug out the trenches. And while
Hmm.
digging out the trenches, they used to carry a yellow canary along with them. If there is some poisonous gas or something, the canary will die before everyone else. So that they can just evacuate the state. Because had a tendency, they used to gas trenches. And
Yeah.
while doing this, and the descriptions of the digging out trenches and living in trenches, the mud, the rain, I was feeling like the yellow canary myself. It's so beautifully described. And there is a
Hmm.
love story. It's about Frederick Escort, who is who becomes a captain afterward in World War One. The book starts just before starting of the Great War. And during that time, he fell in love with a married person, married woman. She was someone's second wife. She had no children or anything. And they fell in love. And I must not tell everything.
Yeah. Just leave the ending out, probably. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Something very erotic and something very beautiful, very beautiful. But at the
Hmm.
end, the story of Cedric Westfield makes reader overwhelmed with joy. You can get the BBC drama of Birdsong also. It's also very good. It is Eddie Redmayne. And while
Okay.
I was reading, I skipped watching BBC drama and I had only Redmayne on my mind. Really very good book.
Wow. That's awesome. So I'll just summarize all the books that you've just mentioned. Bridges of Madison County, Elias Grace, Les Miserables, Lolita, and Birdsong. Those are the 5 books that Rupsha has mentioned. This I ask to everybody before we summarize, is that if you had space for 2 more books, because it's very difficult for a voracious reader like you to say these are my 5 favorite books. You
Very
cannot
difficult.
choose. Yeah. So if you had space for 2 more, what are the 2 more quickly would you recommend to everybody?
Call Me By Your Name. I read it recently. Just this year, I read it around in February or March. It's a very
Yeah.
beautiful book. It will take
Yeah.
you to the
Also a
place
wonderful movie. Yeah.
very wonderful. And as the author says, watch the movie first, then read the book. And I did that.
Oh,
We readers rarely
really?
do that. Yes, we readers rarely do that. We read the book first, then we go for watching movies and say,
Yeah.
okay, this is bad and that. That
And
is
you
not
diss the movie.
yes. It's not the case. I have seen movies are better than books. I have seen. Actually, it
Hmm.
happens. And
Like
in
which
case
one?
of like the reader,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
movie was better than the book. The book
Hmm.
I found the movie was really very good. I may be
Yeah.
partial, but it was better.
Yeah. The
And the
movie was beautiful. Yeah.
book, the movie was so beautiful. Movie
Yeah.
was very.
People say that even The Namesake is a movie which is at par of the book. Not sure. I've not read the book, but I've seen the movie.
Actually, the namesake is a very difficult book to digest.
Oh.
It starts off very nicely, and in between it drags. If you are not Bengali, you are not going to like it. I tell people
Hmm.
because it's so
Yeah.
heavily laden with Bengali cultures and all that. With Chakha, Polar, Sindur, and everything, everyone gets confused. But the book is
Yeah.
very
There's too much of it, no?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But the book is very good. Namesake, the movie is also nice, and the book is also good.
Hmm.
I can't judge
Okay.
Jhumpa like it. She's awesome.
She is, isn't she? And she's also in the movie, if you've noticed.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay. So you said Call Me by Your Name. Any other book which you
Um,
recommend?
mm, I think I'm reading right now this, and this is also good.
Gone with the okay.
This is
So
also
your number
good.
7 is Gone with the Wind. So your books are getting like in ascending order, like thin, then a little thick, then a lot of thick, and then the thickest book you've taken out is Gone with the Wind because this is a very big and a very thick book.
No. Actually, I like thick books.
Oh, you do? Okay. Okay. Great. Great.
I like to zone out for a longer period, longer duration.
Hmm. Great. So I'll tell you one common thing I found out in all your recommendations, and even the ones that you mentioned right now. There's actually three common things I'll tell you about them. And before this session, I was actually looking into it. And the first common thing is that all of them have been adapted into either a movie or a television series of BBC, like Birdsong you mentioned. So all of them have been made into an adaptation. So did you take the reverse path? Because I have done that sometimes, but I've seen the movie first, and then I came to know that there is a book like that. So how many out of these seven? Because if you see Bridges of Madison County, Elias Grace is a Netflix series. Les Miserables, of course, everybody knows is a movie. Lolita, multiple movies. Birdsong, BBC series. Call Me by Your Name, Oscar-nominated movie. And then Gone with the Wind also is a classical cult movie. So, how many of these did you take a reverse path into, where you watched the movie first and then?
First part only in case of Call Me by Your Name.
Okay.
Great. I love to read classics. I'm more into. Have you noticed that I read more old books?
Yes, that was my second point. That almost all of your books, probably not Call Me by Your Name, but all of the other ones are actually period drama. So I was actually going to ask you whether you are more into this genre or not.
I love vintage classics more.
Yeah.
But the classics
I figured.
Okay. After joining books, so in fact, I have started reading newer books. Call Me by Your Name, I started reading after joining Bookstart. Before that, I was into that classic, that old Arcadia period.
Awesome. And one more thing which will lead me to my next question is that all of these authors that you've mentioned are all non-Indian authors, or maybe because you're into that genre. Would you recommend any Indian author, or do you not read them at all?
I read them. I constantly get bulldozed by my friends that why don't you read Indian authors? You are some Firangi or something. No, I'm not, because I have read a lot of Indian authors. Rabindranath Tagore is Indian. Satyajit Ray is Indian. And after reading Satyajit Ray or Sharabindu Bandyopadhyay, I didn't find anyone can act part. But recently I have touched Bookstagram. I have read Perumal Murugan. I have read Punachi, and it was
Great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, when you
Indian.
Sorry?
I read Ruskin Bond. He is Indian.
He is now an Indian. He lives in Mussoorie. You can meet him very easily now.
Yes. So
there's this. Correct me if anybody is listening and watching, and correct me if I am wrong, because see, I live in Delhi and it's very close to Mussoorie, and you can go to Mussoorie very easily, right? And it's like, for you, it's like Darjeeling for you. Mussoorie is for us. We can really go there. Mussoorie, Shimla, you name it. Lots of hill stations around. So I don't know if I'm right, but there is a bookshop in Mussoorie where Ruskin Bond comes every Saturday. So it's not a big deal to meet Ruskin Bond anymore, I guess. But yeah, he's of course a legend for kids. Yeah.
A few days back, I was in a very bad slump, and Ruskin Bond took me out of the slump, and I just told if I could go to Mussoorie right now. After the lockdown, I'm going to meet him, because he's the only person who every time works.
Yeah.
His short stories are phenomenal. People have never thought out this can be a story. He's really good.
Yeah, he's amazing. So great, Ruksha. We're going to end with a rapid fire. If you have seen the last Being Reader, we also did a rapid fire with our last reader, Donna, and she did a really good job in rapid fire. So the pressure and the focus is on you. And I'll ask you 15 questions in this rapid fire, all book-related, reading-related questions. Try to answer them as quickly as you can, as you know rapid fires are. So the first question is, how many books have you read in your life currently? I know it's a difficult question, but if you can give me a rough estimate.
I think 400 or 500. I don't know.
Interestingly, our last reader also said 400, by the way. So good job. So what is the best book you've read so far in this year, 2020?
Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name. Okay. What is the best sequel, if you have read any till now? Which sequel did you like the most?
Well, yes, the sequel to this will be good.
Okay, okay. Any new release you haven't read but you want to?
Yes, I'm dying to read The Eighth Life. I
Okay,
can't
and it's written.
pronounce the name. Eighth Life by Nina Harati Shivli or something. The book
Okay,
was written in Roman and English edition is still not available in India.
okay, okay. Fair enough. What is the most anticipated book? It may not come this year, but it might come next year. Are you waiting for a book to release?
Winds of Winter.
Winds of Winter. He's writing it in his cabin now. So it'll take some time.
I want to kill him.
But it's amazing, the man, how he thinks it's too good.
He is amazing.
Another series which might be, I mean, people might disagree, but another series which might be as good as the book. At least it's ahead of the book.
Yes, definitely. I keep watching
Okay.
the series. Because
You
I
haven't
want
watched the series?
No, I have watched after reading the books. People were like,
Okay.
"You are not watching. You are not living in that time." I don't
But-
tell
but
me
you're-
about the book.
But you now know what happens in the end, so.
Yes.
yeah, you know.
But he has also promised that the end is going to be different for readers. In book, the end is going to be different.
That he has.
He promised that.
He has to make it now. Otherwise, it's difficult because everybody knows now what has happened. Yeah. Okay. What has been your biggest disappointment of a book?
Don't tell me. The review copies.
Which one?
The review copies which I get. Now I have stopped.
Oh, the
taking
review
them.
copies that you get. Okay. Okay. So you're not taking any name. Okay. What has been your biggest surprise that you had no expectation from this book, but it turned out to be amazing?
Bridges of Madison County. Totally. I took it like, okay, it can't be very good. It's just a 170 pages book out and it'd be great.
Okay. Who's kind of surprised you as an author? And like current favorite author?
Perumal Murugan. Although I have read the translated versions, I don't know. The original might be more good.
If friends are going to be happy, you name somebody Indian. What is any underrated gem that you've read recently that not many people have read?
Recently, in recent times. I think Kim Yong, born 1982. It's new release. It has been released published in February. It's very good book, very psychological, and it deals with a streak of feminism is there, but it is not overwhelming that you have to be feminist and all that, support women, not that. It's written in a very subtle way. It's a Korean book.
Naturally feminist, okay.
Naturally feminist. You will be drawn out, oh God, so bad is happening to the women. Like that.
Okay.
I hate feminist books. I hate them.
You hate them. You like the more naturally feminist, normalized.
But I have seen men to be judged very badly. I'm not into that. Because men also being pulverized many a time. Have you ever came in Kolkata Metro? You have to be there in the metro. And the zone of ladies, oh God, I read myself. So I'm not feminist.
Yeah, all metros are the same. All metros are the same. But Calcutta Metro does not. Sorry, I'm diverging from the topic. But since you mentioned Calcutta Metro, which I have taken a lot of time as well, but you don't have a separate compartment which is for women, do you? You have only seats, like a couple of seats for women, right?
Anyhow, if any man during office hour get inside that, oh God, the trauma I can't tell.
So if you board a Delhi Metro, maybe you have already.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Of course, the infrastructure is amazing. The Delhi Metro is really world class, I must say. But there is a separate compartment for women. So a separate compartment for women. And I'm not debating whether it should be or not. Of course, there are safety issues, and I'm sure there is a requirement for it. But yeah, it has a separate compartment for women. It's not just 2 seats here and there. And of course, in the normal compartment, also you'll have seats for women, elderly, and whatever. So basically, you won't get any seat. If you're a man
Yes,
working, coming back from
yes,
office, you won't get any
yes,
seat. Don't
yes.
expect.
Whole compassion to those men only. Literally, when I was pregnant, I was traveling in metro, and I felt, oh God, why I'm sitting and look at that guy? He is barely 30 and having a heavy bag, just returning from
Yeah.
don't know where or something. I really felt so. And from that, I, oh God, no, feminism is nothing in Kolkata metro.
But yeah, I'm sure that both of us are also feminists. We understand the concept of feminism. It's just that it's sometimes being twisted into something else. But I'm a
Yes,
feminist myself. I totally agree with the wrongdoing that happen in the world right now to
yes,
women,
yes.
because we have a lot of women, especially in the rural and in Delhi metros also. I've heard, or in Calcutta metro also, I've heard a lot of things which women face every day, which I can't even begin to imagine. Only a woman can understand that. So that's also there, I must say. I mean, otherwise people will hate
Yes,
me.
yes. So there shouldn't be any
Okay.
kind of bias, neither towards men or towards women.
Yeah. Yeah, human being, everybody, isn't it?
Be human, yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So we majorly diverged into that topic. I'll just come back and pull you back also. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, biggest surprise. You answered the favorite author. Yeah, any book you reread this year?
Yes, I reread books very much. Read two books. I read Persuasion and Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, great. Any book that made you cry?
Yes, recently I read Sarah's Key. It's based on World War II, and a very obscure event is there. During World War II, the France totally surrendered very badly to the
Hmm.
German regime. And during that time, something happened very bad. The German asked the French police to occupy all the big houses and all the residents. Especially children, there was a roundup. Calder was out. Calder was
Hmm.
roundup. Basically, the children of 2 to 12 were being taken and were sent to stadiums along with
Okay.
father and mother. Later, the father and mother were separated. They were sent to hospital. Before that, the
Hmm.
children were left in in a concentration camp near Paris.
Okay.
That book is too gruesome. Too. Just imagine
So that
children of 2 to 12 years, they are staying all by themselves in concentration camps without food, without water, without
yeah,
sanitation. Bone chilling book. It really made
yeah.
me very sad. Very
Yeah. And I must mention that last year I visited the Anne Frank house, and we saw the letters that she had, and we saw even the bed that she had, the posters that she had, and everything. It's still, even the kitchen sink is still kept that way. So it will remind you of the horrible era, and the way she lived 2 years like that, and then took into a concentration camp. But she still lives on, and
She was
I
very
would recommend
positive.
everybody.
During
She
that
was.
that house, she was very positive. Every day she
Yeah,
said, "Okay, something good is happening." If you read the book, the
yeah,
last few entries are just like everything is happening good. Now everything is going
yeah,
to be settled. They have surrendered. They
yeah,
have sent, and suddenly there is nothing.
yeah. So sad.
It's very sad. Very sad.
Yeah. Okay. Any book that made you very happy?
Little Prince, The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's a very good book,
Okay.
and it makes me happy. Every time it makes me happy. Very positive book.
Okay. Awesome. So, any book that you've been gifted, maybe this year or previously also, that turned out to be really good?
I get books by books only. I push people to give me books.
Anyone
Um,
that sticks out, like
yes,
the one you remember the most?
yes. Winter Night Trilogy by Catherine Arden. It was
Hmm.
gifted to me. It's a very nice book, beautiful cover and inside out, very good book. It's a fantasy. Very nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Any fictional crush, like somebody you could be multiple, but you can tell me a couple of them, which
There are many. There are many.
many, the ones that come to you right now, one or two maybe.
Frederick Pascoe, a bird song.
Okay, great. And last question, Rupsha. So, any book other than English language that you'd like to recommend people and they'd like to read? Anything in vernacular languages or any other language that you know or you read apart from English that you would want people to read the translation version of?
I want to read people everything written by Rabindranath Tagore or Satyajit Ray. I'm very passionate. Very
such a
passionate.
treasure of things already, you know. I mean, you could just pick up anything and start reading. Yeah.
Yes, anything. Mostly the short stories by Tagore are really, really good. Very fine.
Yeah. Short stories by Tagore are also, I don't know if you know, but they're also a Netflix series already. I don't know if it's made by Netflix or it's on Netflix, but it is a Netflix series.
Made by a channel called Epic, I think. Very nice.
I think so too. Yeah.
Those are really good. Those are really good.
Yeah.
And it's easy to access. Tagore's short stories are very famous and it's very easily accessible.
Yeah.
Kindle.
Yeah, absolutely. So great, Rupsha. Great chatting with you. It was very eye-opening. It was very enriching because it's very evident that you did a lot of books. Like you said, you get a lot of books also. A lot of ideas, a lot of suggestions you just told us, and that was really, really nice to hear. Somebody's mentioned that you missed Sukumar Ray. Okay, people do read Sukumar Ray as well.
Shantanu and Shantanu, yes, I missed Sukumar Ray.
Okay, it's great. Yeah, you haven't. Your friend has just messaged, and we just covered Sukumar Ray as well. Last words, Rupsha. Any suggestion for people who have lost the touch of reading because daily life and you don't really get the time to read, but people who love to read take that time out and they try to read as much as possible. So any suggestion or any tips that you'd like to give to people who have lost the touch of reading?
I have a podcast also, which also deals with these kind of problems only. People who have lost touch, how they can.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, just allot 10 minutes in a day. It's better if the allotted time is before stop touching your mobile for a while, just for 10 minutes. Read something. Something means short stories basically. Start with short stories and read something old which you have liked as a child or liked as a reader when you have started reading, and reread it. Will
Okay, great. So Ruksha is saying 10 minutes is going to get you back into the habit of reading. So on that thought, I think we'll thank Ruksha once again for joining us and enriching us with her views and with her book recommendations. I'm pretty sure people are already looking into those books and trying to see the ones that they haven't read, trying to see the reviews and if that interests them. I think especially you've locked in a lot of books which are period dramas and period books, and people who are into those kind of books are already agreeing with you, and people who are not into those kind of books are already searching for it. So thank you so much, Ruksha. It was wonderful having you, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Thank you, Deep.
Yeah, bye.